It's me, Andrew Westmoreland, and I am back for another stream. I am currently at a hotel room in Erie, Pennsylvania. So I'm hoping this internet connection is going to be stable. If not, I apologize in advance. This is what I have to work with right now. So I definitely have some stories to talk about today. Definitely have some things to talk about as always. I also want to say I'm slowly getting my act together. I'm adding stuff in here. You saw that cool little animation and stuff at the beginning. I want to do some overlays and stuff too. This isn't so bad what's built into StreamYard, but I would definitely like to see some more stuff. Does this have to? Okay. Let's see. Before I go to our first one, I want to check a couple things real quick. How is everyone doing today? Hope everyone is doing well. It is Friday, right? Losing track of time. Friday afternoon. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, that. All right, so this is saying this is truly Southern or something to that effect. This is about as Southern as you can get. Wow. Oh, wait. I keep doing this. Hold on. I apologize in advance. I'm going to get my act together in a minute. I promise you. Screen share. Make sure I'm sharing audio. I am. Okay. I just want to make sure because I have a bad habit of not turning that on. All right. Let's try this again.
I got it. He's in it. Let me get my shit out there. Let me get my shit out.
I got you, bro.
Let me get my
You can get it. You can get it out. You can get it out.
Let me get my shit
You can get it out. I know you.
Vehicle down before I blow your fucking head off.
Hold on.
Put the vehicle down before I blow your head off.
I'm putting it down. I'm putting it down.
I'm putting it down.
I'm putting it. I know you, bro. It's down.
Yeah, man. Yo.
Throw it on the back.
It's safe, man.
You remember me, don't you?
Yes, no.
Joe Latuski, I used to work with you at Speedy's.
Oh, what's up, man? How the fuck you doing? You was a rapper, yo. What the fuck?
Man, I gotta take this car, man.
Okay. But it's not
Seriously,
gonna happen now. So what is that, for the rental company?
Yeah, bro, I really gotta take it, man. Because I got police right at the corner store. I'm not trying to get you hemmed up. I know you.
Yeah.
You don't want to go out of here with that because they're gonna get you.
No, the fuck they're not. They're gonna get this.
I already know, man. But they're right there, man. They're watching me right now.
Okay, so be safe, man.
They're gonna come down here, bro.
That's fine. They're gonna get this. Tell them to come get it.
Lord. All right. That's just one of those videos where you just kind of like, okay. Speaks for itself. All right, then. Okay. Add the next one in here. I'm having all kinds of problems today. Okay, which one do I want to do? Okay, this is just weird. I'm almost convinced this is AI. But I guess we're gonna find out. Definitely want to know what y'all think, but I'm pretty sure this is AI. Wait, which one is it? This one, all right.
Is that your daughter?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess she went to school and said you have a baby in a box.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
She told the school counselor that there's a baby in a box in the house.
She talking about my sister's baby that she had a miscarriage.
Is it like in an urn or something?
You know, like a jury box.
Yeah, but it's okay.
My sister had it hanging up right here, but the kids was touching it, so she moved it.
Okay, so your sister had a miscarriage. Did the whole funeral service and it's like a memorial.
No, I don't know why. She just put it in the box.
How far along was she?
Eddie,
Did she go to the hospital when she had the miscarriage?
No, I was there.
So I understand that this is probably emotional and everything else. We just need to see the box.
We just opened the box. The baby
No
not in
way,
the box.
man.
I think the dog chewed it up.
Nah.
Yeah.
You guys have a dog?
It was my brother's dog, but
No
he just
way,
came about
man.
his dog.
To be honest, it was probably the dog that dug it up. Is that your daughter?
Yes.
Bro. What did we just watch? This has to be AI, right? This is AI. There's no way this is real. There's just no way, man. So the police got called to this lady's house because one of the daughters said that there's a baby in a box. And no, literally a baby in a box. Somebody had a miscarriage. And instead of taking care of it the proper way, like normal human beings do, she put the deceased baby, fetus, whatever stage it was in a shoebox. And then it looks like the dog chewed it up. Yep. Yeah, we're starting out strong, aren't we, Brandon Hoskins? Starting out a little strong. Let's get right into the weird and fucked up internet. All right. Let's go into my next one. I don't even know what to say. Like, there's just at a certain point, you're just like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. I don't know. I don't know how we're supposed to react to this stuff. It's just getting to be too much. Let's see. Why? Okay, I see what that's doing. Which one do I want to share? Oh. Oh, Lord. God help us all. All right. There's just some things online that I'm just assuming are AI, but I don't think this is. This is like these kids watched The Purge too much and thought, yeah, this is going to be funny. This is claiming that a group of Halloween masked, I'm going to say teens, they're like kids, tried to break into the home and threaten the homeowners. The group terrorized the family for over 12 minutes before the police arrived. The suspects told the family, if you do not come out, we will come in, and threatened to kill them. You can see in the video, I'll show it in just a second. They're doing the suspects damaged property near the home before fleeing into getaway vehicles. And this is supposedly Alexandria, California. Alexandria, Virginia, which is Northern Virginia.
Open up the door! Holy make her right inside! Open up the door!
Who is it?
Open up the door before we make her right inside! Open up the door!
mean,
Fine, then we will make our way in somewhere in this house. From the back or the front, it don't matter how it takes.
it's clearly a kid.
Open the door!
Let me explain. I can't do any effects, some actual action here on a live stream, but let's see, do I have a sounder for this?
Open the door!
Shame on me, I don't have the sounder set up.
I'm gonna count to 10. If this door doesn't open, we're gonna come in.
I will say this. Yeah, I mean that's when you just you pull out the guns like, nah, you're not coming to my house. You're not gonna start terrorizing and trying to intimidate me as the homeowner. It's not gonna happen. Sorry, I have a random text message. I apologize. Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. I understand it's Halloween and this is the worst time for this kind of stuff because you don't know if somebody's being like honest, like they're actually trying to do harm to you, or if this is just again kids thinking they're playing a prank. I didn't see any weapons, but that's besides the point. And again, is this even real? I don't know anymore. I don't know. There's just too many things that are out here that it just very possibly is not real. So, but nonetheless, we should be definitely more careful this time of year. I'm also the type too, like I don't play. I understand, people think it's funny to jump out and scare people. I am not the flight type. I'm the fight type. I immediately I'm not saying I know how to fight, okay, but I'm telling you, like, I'm reaching for weapons, whatever it may be. I'm not. You can't do that, especially when you pop around a corner looking crazy like a demon or something, and they have a knife or whatever they think it's a game. It's not. I don't do haunted houses or mazes or any of that stuff. My family loves to do that stuff, and I have done them throughout the years, and they usually make me go in front. Like, why would you do this? Because I'm swinging. Like, what the hell are you doing? Usually they're pretty good. They can tell. I think they usually have radios and stuff, and they can tell, like, okay, this one's a swinger. Let's not. That sounds really bad, a swinger. Basically, they don't mess with me too much in the front. They'll do like a quick jump thing, and then they go back. They'll attack the people in the back because they're the easy ones. I'm like the big burly guy that's protecting the group. It's ridiculous, but all right, let's go to the next one. What else do we have? Lord. All right, this is where it gets a little returning a turn for the worse here. Is it this one? This one. Okay. I don't think this is a long clip, so yeah, it's.
They gonna be surprised when they see I made this beat, baby Chief and Kanye West. As long as the hoe outside with the zoo, she'll never see home. 26.
The claim is, we're on the way. Word on the streets. Cartels put 500 or 5K. I'm sorry, I can't read. $50,000 bounty on y'all. These are urban youth, as we like to call them. I have to be rude here, so these are certain demographic. And I understand people are making jokes, they want to play games and we say like, yeah, okay, we get it. This is funny, it's a meme or whatever. But the reality is when you do stuff like this is free speech. I think this is free speech, and they're probably just being silly. But you're raising the temperature trying to get clicks and views and stuff, doing stuff like this, and it's not really productive. It's not really productive when you do stuff like this. Hey, how are you doing? Yeah, because what ends up happening is, you are I don't know what you're talking about. I believe that sound was in the video. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I do see the problem. Oh my gosh, it was maximized sound. Wow. Well, that's just rude of me. While I'm doing that, I need to fix this. I forgot I don't have the music on loop, and I keep forgetting to do that. There you go. I'm just clicking random sounders, so I have no idea what song is going to be playing in the background. I'm not going to be able to hear it anyway. And racism, indeed. Equal opportunity shit talker. That's me. We'll talk about everybody. So, no, yeah, I mean, listen, I think these are just kids having a laugh, and that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But the ones that are legitimately making videos where they're very clearly serious, you have these white chicks, these 304s, the Karenocracy, and they're making these videos with their little pumpkin spice lattes and stuff and their iced coffees. And they're saying, yeah, I saw ICE. I did a video on it to stream the other day, last week. And the lady's talking about how she doesn't understand why people aren't shooting at ICE. I'm like, yeah, she needs to go to jail. It's inciting violence. This is just silly. So, oh, it's still playing. I can't even hear it. What is that? Something's playing. I hear it. Oh, that's the music. I'm a hot mess. So I don't have my headphones, so I can't really hear either. So forgive me on that. Let's see. I've got another one lined up. This is just an example of the retardation on college campuses. I feel like we're making some strides, but this is still crap we have to deal with.
Really? Tearing up our yard signs. Who do you think you are? No, who are you? Do you think this is freedom of speech, tearing up somebody else's yard sign? Look at this. This cannot be on our campus. Oh my, what? That is crazy. This is the left.
Well, that's a male.
Wow. Wow. Really? Tearing up our yard signs.
I mean, there's no telling anymore. Is this supposed to be a trans person? I don't know. You never, who knows? But no, this is the energy, and it's usual, right? It's a they them, yeah, the they them, and they keep fucking around like this, and they're going to be a was and weren't, or was and wasn't, past tense. And that's the thing is, this is like low level stuff. I mean, okay, you're ripping up somebody's signs. Yeah, that's destruction of property. That's like a little fine or whatever. I'm sure the signs didn't cost that much. It's an inconvenience, right? And then spitting, well, they spit down between their legs. It's like, okay, well, you didn't spit at the person, but that's not the point. It's just rude and nasty for no reason. But I would say, if this is recent, if this is a recent video and not some old video that's being circulated, this is the least of our problems right now. Is an instance like this. It's like, okay, we have much worse. People are literally getting assaulted. Obviously, Charlie Kirk, literally being shot, killed, assassinated. So I hope it gets better. I hope this kind of behavior stops and these people are, held to account. Like, you can't just go around and that's not how you behave. we talked about this yesterday. The furry individual. Yeah, they do. They do definitely make some good money. The people who make those suits. But yeah, they definitely need to be watched. What's the volume on the music? Is it like good or is it really loud? I can't tell. I have it set to 9 out of 100. Can't hear it. You say a little high, you say it's good. All right. I will lower it a little bit more. Yeah, from my point of view, I can't hear it at all, so I'm sorry. Let's see. What else do I have? All right, get this. They, them, was, were, was, and wasn't off my screen. Okay, that's better. Now you're saying it's too low. Damn it. It's playing. It's just really low. All right. I put it to 8. It's just 1 lower. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well. Yes. Yes, indeed. Pure 8-bit music hell. Oh, you don't like it? Oh man, I love that kind of like lo-fi. Man. Let's see what else I have. I don't know. I got a lot of these things in here and I like them. But anyway, I'll lower the volume. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Okay. All right. All right, I'll bite. Since we're on the theme, might as well, right? That's why am I sharing that screen? That's dumb. Shame on me. I apologize in advance. Oh, look, you can see on the thing it says they Faye. No way, man. They Faye. All right, here we go.
I'm Booty Fett. My pronouns are they, Faye.
wait, immediately now. Booty Fett? Like,
I'm Booty Fett. My pronouns are they, Faye. And I use non-binary pronouns. I am a non-binary person. And I decided to start using neo-pronouns, Faye, Femme, Fairs, because I feel like they better represent myself. Wait a minute.
Are you sure you're a they? Because I am... Hold on. No, it's not. It's not
I feel like
doing the thing. Really?
They better represent myself and my identity. Neo-pronouns really resonate with a lot of neurodivergent people because gender is a vast expanse and it's not a binary and it's not a line either. And so lots of neurodivergent people choose to use neo-pronouns to kind of better represent how they feel and how
Trans Rollers
it
United
represents
is on the show.
their gender. Gender is a very personal thing, and so people can...
Gender is a personal thing. personal thing. It's so personal. In fact, we're going to talk about it on the internet to everybody. Yeah, it's so personal. Right.
Choose to express themselves with basically any pronouns that they choose. Even as a cisgender person, if you want to use other pronouns, that's a-okay. It's important to always ask people what their pronouns are.
So anyone could use pronouns, even, I hate that word cis, it's so stupid. You mean normal, the regular people. So a regular person can say that they're trans or non-binary, whatever, according to this person. Yeah, that makes no sense. That means that the words and the terms mean literally nothing. There is no value to it. And there's just no point. Hold on. I hate these like spammy messages on Kik. AI chatbot? Like what? No, we want real chat. All right, fuck off. See if I can make it. I can't delete it. I deleted it on Kik, but then it's still here, and I can't get rid of it. That's annoying. But anyway, yeah. I mean, this is what we're dealing with. It's just complete subjectivism. Anything goes. Anything I say is just my reality. Completely, there is no objective reality. Everything's subjective. It is like antithetical to life, antithetical to science. It's demonic, honestly.
And I think some people get kind of confused between pronouns and preferred pronouns. If there's pronouns, like people use two different sets, like some people use she, her, hers, or me, I use they, them, and fey, femme, fairs.
Fey, femme, fairs? Wait a minute, wait. Fey, femme, fairs. Ma'am.
You can ask them which set is their preferred set, but otherwise use their pronouns if you.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. Here's the thing is, there's a certain point when you just have to say, no, we're not doing this anymore. Like, I personally, if you present as a female, like let's say you're a male and then you're deciding you're going to be trans, right? I don't really care. It's not really going to affect my life as long, that's your personal choice. Yeah, it kind of weirds me out. But I've interacted with plenty of trans people. I've had to work with them. I've interacted with customers, whatever. And I'm, you present as how you present. And I have no problem just saying, hello, sir or madam or whatever. It's like, it's not a big deal to me. But this weird crap, like I'm not doing that. Like, and it's like the thing, like there's people with beards like mine, and then they put on a dress and say, I'm ma'am. It's like, no, I'm going to call you a sir because you're very clearly presenting as a male and you're just a man in a dress. That's very obvious. You're like a transvestite or something. Like you're getting off on wearing women's clothes. That's totally different than, the people that go through the hormone treatments and the surgeries and all that stuff. I think that's a totally different level. Actually committed to the cause sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, most of them don't pass. Like the males to females don't pass. The females to males, a lot of those can pass with enough. The point is, like, I'm not. There's an obvious line here, right? You want to be respectful to people, but at the same time, you don't want to share in their delusion. It's like, I don't want to be a dick, but at the same time, when it's inconvenient, that's where I draw the line. Like, I'm not going to sit here and get drawn into this long debate. Whatever reaction or action I'm doing out in the world, I'm going to just be like, they present a name. I will use the name. I will avoid the pronouns on purpose. I'm not going to say, she, he, they, whatever. I'm just going to hello, Tamitha. Hello, John. You know, I'm just gonna leave it like that. So let's see what else we got going on. I will say the AI video wars are definitely interesting. I've been playing with Sora AI, the 2.0 version, and I mean the videos are decent. They're not awful comparatively. I mean, they're very clearly AI. It's not real. Let me see. I'll even show you some that I made of myself, just being silly. Go to my shorts, share screen real quick. YouTube. So you should be able to see it just fine. Where's one of these ridiculous things? Yeah.
Roads 40 meters. Left of the ridge. Light him up. Keep that line tight. Cover the general. More units coming in from the right. Focus fire. Knock him down. He's in the back. Tagging him down. Braking. Clear. Hold position and check for stress. Roads 40 meters. Left of the ridge.
I like how it's just
keep that line tight. Cover the general. More units coming in from the right. Focus.
I like how it's
he's in the back. Tagging him down.
Like
Clear. Hold position and check for stress. Roads 40 meters. Left of the ridge. Light him up. Keep that line tight. Cover the.
Yes, I was a really big Star Wars fan when I was I still am as a child, and that's basically my character with the white lightsaber. I was the one who came up with the white lightsaber first back in 2001, by the way. I guarantee it wouldn't matter if I produced proof of like some drawings or something I did and description from way back then. You know, nobody would care. Like, who cares? It's not a big deal. But I care.
Pittsburgh! Look at this! This is wild, man! Absolutely insane! Touchdown! I'm good! Let's get out of this rig. That was crazy. Appreciate the love, y'all. Pittsburgh! Look at this!
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is pretty good. Like, if you aren't really paying attention and you're just scrolling through stuff like this now, it's kind of be like, bro, it's real. Like, you have to really nitpick this video to tell. First of all, I'm not that fat. I'm fat, but damn, it may be a little fatter. There's another one in here. Let's see. Yeah, I think this one may be, like, the face is weird.
Oh my gosh.
Coming down here. Coming in hot and touchdown. That'll wake you up. We're out. Let's go! Look at that view. Pittsburgh, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Coming down here. Coming in hot and.
I'm sorry. Like, I play with this stuff for like hours. And these are just some of the ones I have uploaded. Is this a different one? Yeah.
Coming in hot over Pittsburgh. Woo!
Oh my gosh! Did he just land here?
That's
like, this one may be like 500.
Perfectly fine. Just
Bro,
Tuesday.
not that big.
Look at that view. Coming in hot over Pittsburgh. Woo!
Oh my gosh! Did he just land here?
That's insane.
You okay, man?
Perfectly fine. Just another Tuesday. That's what. Look at that view.
Ridiculous. Yes. So, yes. How do you get your face and body? So it doesn't really. So here's the thing. It gets your face. On Sora AI, basically you get your phone and there's a part that'll say your likeness. And you just say like a quick sentence. It'll have numbers. It'll say, just say this series of numbers, and then you move your head up or down, or it'll tell you to move in a couple of directions. And it just, those couple of movements in the video, it'll scan your face. And then it'll have your voice profile. So as you can tell, some of the things that it's making me say sounds like me, and then some of it's kind of exaggerated, and then some of it's just kind of really off because it's just trying to fill in the gaps. It doesn't know. It needs a longer sample size. And then you can even show or put your how your body looks and just in a description. You type it out. And you know, gave my body size, and then it just like, oh, we're gonna add 150 pounds to you. I'm like, oh, thanks. You know, I'm definitely 300 pounds, but damn. So yeah, it's very cool. I love this stuff. Let's see, do I have any more? And then I was making scenes, right? I'm into well, you can just look through my channel to look for some of this, but yeah, I like making scenes and stuff because I'm into the back rooms and the SCP Foundation. And
forever, come stay in the back room.
I said, make a what do you call it? Like make an advertisement for the back rooms.
It's quiet, it's cozy, and there's literally no end in sight.
For just $99 a night, or own a timeshare week, you
I don't know why I made
need
it
a break that lasts forever? Come stay in the back rooms.
It's quiet, it's cozy, and there's literally no end in sight.
That's not the point. You can pretty much put anything you want in there, and it'll just basically generate it. So the thing with the like the Star Wars stuff, I couldn't put Star Wars stuff. I have to keep it pretty vague. Like I couldn't say Jedi, I couldn't say Stormtrooper, I couldn't say battle droids and stuff like that. I had to use generic terms. It let me use lightsaber, and it kind of filled in the gaps. As you can see, it's not quite right. And then yeah, I was just making some like the IQ. Why is there no sound? Ow. But anyway, all right. I really love this stuff. It's just so fun. Oh, yeah, and a lot of this stuff. Remember, the AIs that are feeding this stuff, they're built off of pre-loaded metrics. So yeah, they're gonna. Sorry, I'm scrolling. They're gonna, have these things. Oh Jesus. Be really careful scrolling here. Tectone streamer said the "they aren't hurting anybody" crowd is what led to stinky diaper, gay, trans, baby furries being on the front page of Twitch enough. And yes, he got banned. Though I wonder, did they ban his YouTube yet? I really don't want to search for this, but he's still posting on YouTube. I mean, of course, everybody is annihilating him in videos. Oh my gosh. Yeah, his channel. His channel's still up. I don't know what the hell's wrong with these people. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's really interesting because I've talked to a lot of people about this, friends, family, people on the internet, real life too, out in the world, and people, we've all basically said the same thing. It was like when COVID started, it was like this time warp happened. It was so weird. It was so weird, man. It was like we fell into an alternative reality or something. Like things don't make sense anymore, and it never really recovered. child through a shoe. That's Elon Musk's son, who is trans. That's not really effeminate at all. It's just weird. Rage bait. Oh, already showed that one. They're getting ridiculous haircuts to trigger Trump supporters. I don't think that's how that works. I mean, it's your body and you can do whatever you, I mean, I don't understand. Yeah, we're going to judge you. We're going to be like, you look ridiculous. But, you know, I don't really understand this whole, people aren't going to be triggered by it. We're just like, okay, you're just another weirdo. Oh my God, it just shit on her. Oh my God. This is why I don't scroll, man. All right, let me take this off and just. It's always a risk. It's always a risk. Just scrolling through Twitter. It says the video of the horse was AI. Okay. All right. Let me put that on the screen. All right. It's not real. It's not real, people. See? It says it's not real. I mean, I don't know if I agree with the context, but yeah, people post AI videos because it's just fun. It's fun to do this. Let me just keep finding something. Is that serious? It's showing that okay, I'll put it back on the screen. They're saying that Tim Pool, if you didn't see, he's Tim Pool selling what he calls pool water. This dude he's smart. He's really annoying sometimes, but he's really smart and he's really witty. Whether or not he came up with that name, that's fucking hilarious. It's meme water, and he's going to make a lot of money off of it. But he is selling water, and he is going to profit. And apparently, according to this anyway, I don't know how true this is, Liquid Death is losing $1 million. He put out a tweet the other day. Yeah, here it is. Now, this is probably AI generated, of course, or whatever, and I think he is being honest that he's going to put this out. So I don't know. As I continue scrolling back, was there anything else happening? And I saw John Bolton got indicted a couple days ago. Oh my gosh, the lead story that I really wanted to talk about, and I didn't even. I'm tripping. I'm like jumping the shark here. The most important news of the year, probably, as far as political, long-lasting effects. Hold on 1 second, and I will share this screen. This is super, 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 super important. When I say this is important, this is as important as it gets. It's not going to get any more important than this. If you didn't hear, you just had a Supreme Court case. They heard the justices heard arguments They are essentially a lawsuit. Let me see, where is it in here? I'm sure it'll tell me. I hate how they preface all this crap. These are always super biased articles, but they're basically looking at or making a decision on the Voting Rights Act. Okay, here we go. This is this is from the 8th. So I'm gonna find a better link for like updates, but it's Louisiana versus Calais. I think that's how you say that, Calais, French. Essentially, they are suing because of Louisiana gerrymandering and changing districts. They are they are basically making black only districts or super majority black districts, which violates the rights of non-blacks. I mean, honestly, whites, but non-blacks. It's super racist and it's incredibly illegal. It's against the Constitution. If I remember correctly, somebody please in the chat correct me if I'm wrong. But the Constitution doesn't say anything about race. Correct me if I'm wrong. There is no mention of race in the Constitution at all, to my knowledge. So I am of the opinion, I'm reading this, right? And I'll get to the chats in a second. I'm of the opinion when I'm reading this and I looked at this and I'm like, holy shit, I mean, how many seats would that be? I mean, this is saying 19. I think that might be a little high. I mean, I guess that's the worst case scenario for Democrats, but I don't know, a dozen, something like 12 to 15 probably would make sense. Even that alone, that would be immediately my estimate would be something like 50-year Republican rule in the House immediately. Now add that to the possibility of, they're already talking about it, the redoing the census and removing all the immigrants. If you are not a legal resident, honestly, you should be a citizen. If you're not a citizen of this country is what they're trying to do. If you're not a citizen of this country, they want you off the census. That would lose Democrats another 10 to 12 seats right there. Well, maybe 8 to 10. It's hard to estimate, but upwards of 12 seats, just if they do that. It would be a wrap. That would be like the Democrats are just done. You might as well just form a new party because they would never hold the House ever again. In fact, it would have long-lasting effects that it would be wow. Yeah, Brandon says 19 seats over close to 12, right? Can we get the 12 before midterms? No, it won't happen. This would be like one of these huge monumental decisions, and it would take a while for it to take effect. Probably, I would say probably a year, maybe longer, to be honest. Let's see, what year is it? 25. Midterms are November 26, right? 2026. Together redistricting favoring Republicans, a Democrat 50-year rule is the leading party in the United States. Yeah, this is what I'm saying is like it. If you get this, that's already going to be devastating to Democrats. If you get this on top of not counting illegal immigrants in general, if you are non-citizens, counting non-citizens in the census, again, that's a wrap. You're looking at upwards of 20, maximum 24 seats that they lose very rapidly. That's a wrap. They're done. They're done for a century. So I'll read this, but Democratic voting, again, this is super biased left wing. Democratic voting groups are preparing for a nightmare for them. If the Supreme Court guts a key part of the landmark civil rights era legislation, the Voting Rights Act. Voting rights groups are sounding the alarm, warning the elimination of Section 2, a provision that prohibits racial gerrymandering when it dilutes minority power. It's crazy. Like, I understand the time and the place, right? You wanted to destroy the lingering effects of slavery. You know, this was during the Jim Crow era, and you were trying to give people equal rights. I understand. But the effect of that is, yeah, you did that, and it was cool, and it made sense at the time, and then it was quickly manipulated by Democrats to use as a weapon. They use it as a permanent weapon to basically cement their power. When you remove all of these cheats and manipulations and lies and thefts, these frauds that the Democrats have gotten away with for the last 50 to 75 years, you will see that America is not nearly this. We've been given this false dichotomy that America is like half Republican and half Democrat. It's not true. I'm telling you right now, like, I don't think people understand. When you go out and actually talk to people in the real world, yes, people will tell you, well, pre-Trump anyway, they would tell you very openly what their political positions were and what party they're with. But how they aligned with the party was all like team rah-rah bullshit, right? It was red versus blue. It was left versus right. It wasn't necessarily the politics, because when you actually talk to people about politics, all their answers, all their stances are coded right wing. I don't think that's anecdotal either. I think this is what I've experienced. Most people code right wing. The actual pulse of the nation is people are not. They don't like this weird transgender stuff. It's gone way too far. Yeah, we want to be polite to people, but this is like getting weird. Why are there dudes in dresses in women's bathrooms and the girls' locker rooms in schools, at pools, all stuff that's weird. The average person does not like unfettered illegal immigration, just importing everyone from all around the world. When you ask actual people on the street, they're like, nah, yeah, maybe that's a little too much. And there's just plenty of evidence. I mean, the evidence is overwhelming. They all these street interviews. They go to black areas and all this stuff, all these other areas, and most people are like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. You know, my analysis of this would be that the average person is more interested in the politics of the 90s and 2000s, where there were some slight deviations or slight nuances between the Democrats and Republicans, and most people were happy with that. They were moderate. So now we've just gone completely off the rails, and it's I think if we actually adjusted for this, if the Supreme Court actually ruled on this in favor of the right, it would actually rebalance America. I know a lot of people are scared. They think like there's too much change happening too fast. While Democrats were doing this slow burn, these major radical changes slowly over time, now we're like doing this radical snapback, and a lot of people are really scared about that. And I guess I still think we're in a cold civil war right now. I think it's still going to get worse, but I am very hopeful. I'm seeing a lot of hopeful things. People are, it's healing, right? It's all these little things. That story, that non-story where that young Republican group chat got leaked. It's a non-story. Nobody knows any of those people in that chat. It's a non-story, and it's just like mostly young people, young, like in their 20s, early 30s, of people just talking crap. It's regular gamer banter. Go into any Discord server, any game lobby, and you're going to hear all kinds of stuff because just people talk crap, especially males. It's like going to a bar or a locker room. It's people talk crap. They don't necessarily harbor bad feelings. Okay. I propose we immediately change the word to Janet Mandarin to make it more inclusive. Very good, sir. All right, let me continue reading this, and then we will continue. I want to find a new article, actually. Let's see. I mean, it would completely annihilate Democrats. While a ruling in time for next year's midterms is unlikely, the organization says it's not out of the question. I mean, this is taken together. Groups identify 27 total seats that Republicans could redistrict in their favor ahead of the midterms, 19 of which, okay, so this is what we're talking about here. Yeah, I mean, this is just in general because they control both houses, both chambers of Congress. Excuse me. I'm very tired. I got up at like 2:30 in the morning to drive 2.5 hours out to this case today. I'm definitely going to bed early today, but 27 seats. 27 seats. That is, you're looking at, it's game over. That's game over. Doing so would clear the path for a one-party system. I mean, okay, well, of course, look who the quote is from. Black Lives Matter, Black Votes Matter. Clear the path for a one-party system where power serves the powerful and silences the people. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some negative consequences to everything that's happening, but this is what I've been projecting and talking about for years, for literally 10 years. I said the left is so aggressive and so violent, and they won't stop. This is 10 years ago. The Antifa attacks in the streets, they're attacking Trump supporters in the streets at rallies during the campaign. And I was like, this is crazy, and there's nobody, police, the government, they're not stopping it. And I just saw the trend. And then we saw the punch a Nazi thing is when that became popular, and it just kept getting worse. Oh, we'll punch a Nazi. Well, who's the Nazi? Well, first it was Richard Spencer, and it was those types, and then they started adding the Proud Boys, even though they were mixed race and weren't really, they were just kind of like a men's club sort of thing. And then it just kept evolving and evolving until now it's like, well, Republicans are Nazis. It's like, okay, well, what do you do to Nazis? What is every depiction of Nazis in media? What do you do to them in the media? In any movie or TV show you've ever seen? Well, it's obvious what they do. You kill the Nazis, or you beat them to death. Whatever. You use extreme violence because they're Nazis, right? So I am concerned that the blowback and the snapback, it's like, think of a rubber band. I'm actually going to do this. I was thinking about I need to get a rubber band, and I'm going to make a visual representation of what's been happening. And the rubber band has been stretched so far to the left, from the left, that, the centrists and the rightists, they've kind of got pulled a little bit, obviously. And then when that snaps back, the right is starting to pull back. When that snaps back, it's going to overcorrect. And then you're going to have some tough times. We're going to have some of the radicalized right wingers, the hard right, and it's going to be ugly for a while. I'm not going to pretend like it's all going to be sunshine and rainbows. Well, the rainbows will go away. Not intended, but it's gonna get weird, and then it'll correct itself and be like, okay, we're going a little too far. Let's bring it back to law and order the way it should be. Let's be fair about it. Yes, destroy our enemies. Let's cut out this cancer, but we need to also still maintain some semblance of what America is supposed to be. Republicans sought to dismantle. Okay, which generally prohibits race-based discrimination in voting laws and practices, arguing that it gives Democrats a partisan advantage. It's not I mean, you could say it argues. I mean, it does. It very clearly gives them a huge advantage. Why would we ever have a law that only favors one political party? Because that's what they're doing. Well, the Voting Rights Act is to help Black people, get representation. It's like, okay, well, you just vote. I mean, I don't understand. If you have a right to vote, then what's the problem? But what they're doing is, well, Black people are a special class, so they need to have access to their own districts so they can represent themselves. It's like, okay, so when you're doing that, you basically open the doors. Like, well, what is it, the Equal Protection Clause in the Constitution? Well, if you're going to do it for one group, you have to do it for all. So are we going to redraw all the districts to have white only, white majority districts, Hispanic only districts, et cetera, et cetera? We're going to have a gay only district. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, after a while, you just can't, you can't be all inclusive like that, separate. There is no such thing as separate but equal, because what you end up doing is you're creating more discrimination in the process. So the way the Constitution, in any normal logical way, how you fix this is, how about you just don't be racist and you don't discriminate? You just say, hey, we're going to make these districts just based on geographic location and population. Simple numbers. We're not going to look at the demographics. We're not going to look at, are they wealthy? Are they poor? We're simply going to take this spot, this nice big blob, okay, that has 750,000 people. Rubber stamp it. That's a district. But for whatever reason, no, that's not what they want to do. Leftist religion requires conflict to exist because they believe in forever change, which they believe can't happen without conflict, and will create it where it doesn't exist. Well, they also don't believe in it's a forever conflict, right? Forever change, but it's forever conflict too. They don't believe that there is an end. They claim that there is this utopia. If we just do whatever they say, we will have this promised land. We'll have this utopia, and everyone will be, capitalism will be gone, and there'll be no more racism, and everyone's equal. And but they said they don't want everyone equal anymore. Now we have to make up for the past injustices and the past racism and the past everything. So now we have to suppress white people and the advantage. It's like, okay. The point is, it'll just create a never-ending cycle of fuckery. No, let's make everyone equal. Like we had it in the 90s and the 2000s. We were really damn close to properly ending racism in America, where, it was literally the meme of the black guy and the white guy, the big muscle handshake. Like we were getting there, man. And then they're fucking it up. All right, I want a better article of this. So let me pull this up. It was the Voting Rights Act, right? Voting Rights Act, Section 2, court case. SCOTUS blog. It is SCOTUS blog. I'm going to do a couple of these. Share screen. Yeah, I think this is the biggest story. Like this can like radically change everything. And this will be a test as well. When Trump has all of these Supreme Court justices, if he survives, he's an old man and you could tell he's getting tired. Let's be real here. We're not going to do what Democrats did when Joe Biden was in office and just cover for him. Trump is old and he's getting tired. You could tell he's fading. Okay, he's not going to last forever. So, but I think he'll probably get one more Supreme Court justice pick. potentially. I do. I think he'll probably get one more pick, and then that's a wrap for the Supreme Court. Like there's no question. It's going to be conservative for the next 30 years. And then if you get this in, it's like, dude, there's no way. Like the Democrats just might as well, like I said before, just give up. And this will be the test. Will they say, you know what? We lost fair and square. We lost the election, and this is democracy. This is what they say, right? This is democracy. Or will they continue on their path where they keep saying this is a threat to our democracy, where they are not getting their way, so they're gonna, will they go civil war? That's what I'm afraid of. Because all this is legal, of course. Everything that's been happening as far as like what Trump has been doing has been legal. The things that are deemed illegal or questionable, those are still being debated. You have these lower district court judges overriding the president of the United States. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand how this system ever started, actually, because the president is the head of the executive branch. So when you make an appeal or say that he's doing something illegal, well, shouldn't that immediately go to Congress and or the Supreme Court? Why are you even dealing with lower courts? It doesn't make any sense. If I was Trump, if I was any president, I would say, you're not the Supreme Court. You're not a co-equal level as me. So your ruling means nothing. And I would just ignore it. All right. This was 2 days ago. Let's see, do I have one that's any? Do these even say if they're opinion anymore? Right. This is from SCOTUS blog. Court appears ready to curtail major provision of the Voting Rights Act, as we said. Supreme Court on Wednesday appeared ready to strike down a 2024 congressional map that a group of voters has challenged as a product of unconstitutional gerrymandering. Can we say, I want to see the map, because this was Louisiana, right? So I want to see the Louisiana map that they're talking about. Oh, yep. All right, let me share this tab instead. There we go. I didn't know I could do that. All right, this is super important. This is the district in question. It's in the black here. This is the district they said that they made. It's a racial gerrymander. It's spanning like four different counties, 4 different districts in Louisiana. It makes no sense. Up here in the northwest, going all the way down here near the southeast. It's like, no, we're not doing that. No, that's illegal. It should be illegal. Hopefully the Supreme Court says it's illegal. Chicago's, I believe, is worse. It's like, okay, man, like, can we stop playing games? This is what it was before, I think, or is this what they want it to be? So yeah, I mean, when you look at this one, even this one is not right, but it's way better than the one that they're putting out. I mean, why would you do this weird like S shape, reverse S shape for District 5 up here? It's like, no, man, don't do that. 2 is kind of weird too. Like, why is it snaked into 1 like this? It's like, okay, you're clearly doing some weird shit. Let me go back to this one. Let's see. Equal protection. Yeah, exactly what I said. Based on race violation of the 14th Amendment's equal protection clause. It to me, this stuff is like really obvious, but this is what we've been fighting against. Is I was a centrist and I was forced out, and now I have to defend common sense, which is now right wing. So whatever, I'm just going to lean in and embrace it. Now, anyone who's being honest, and you look at a situation like this, why would you make a racial district and claim that it's not racist? It's 100% racist. If we're all supposed to be equal, then wouldn't you just like simply have, like I said, just everyone equal? So what I will do is I will look for these clips because, yeah. Section 2, voting rights. It's a YouTube video. Shocking. The Supreme Court threatens Voting Rights Act. Let me see if I could actually find that. I think if I actually click on the Supreme Court, you could listen. Well, I don't want to listen to the whole thing. That's the thing. Do you have any links preloaded, Brandon? Do you have anything that you know? If you can find it, you're more than welcome to post it in here, and I'll pull it up because it's going to take me a while. Voting Rights Act, oral arguments. Oh, I'm just looking at some of these headlines. Oh, help us, Lord. No, I don't want ads. It's so annoying. This is being difficult. Load. All right, is this a video I can watch? Okay, yeah, it is. All right, here we go. I already know this is going to be some bullshit. Of course, we've got ads that I can't. I gotta wait before I can. It's so annoying.
So, going back to this discriminatory intent point, I guess I'm thinking of it, of the fact that remedial action, absent discriminatory intent, is really not a new idea in the civil rights laws. And my kind of paradigmatic example of this is something like the ADA.
Okay, first of all,
Congress
wait.
passed the American.
I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be the word police, right? I stumble and fumble on my words all the time, right? But I'm not a Supreme Court justice. Like, how do you not? She couldn't even pronounce the fucking word.
Americans with Disabilities Act. Again, kind of paradigmatic example of this is something like the ADA.
It's not.
Congress passed the Americans with Disabilities Act against the backdrop of a world that was generally not accessible to people with disabilities. And so it was discriminatory in effect because these folks were not able to access these buildings. And it didn't matter whether the person who built the building or the person who owned the building intended for them to be exclusionary. That's irrelevant. Congress said the facilities have to be made equally open to people with disabilities if readily possible. I guess I don't understand why that's not what's happening here. The idea in Section 2 is that we are responding to current day manifestations of past and present decisions that disadvantage minorities and make it so that they don't have equal access to the voting system, right?
Wait the fuck a minute. What do you mean they don't have access to it? Who doesn't have access to go vote? That's black. You go to the polling place and you vote. Unfortunately, with the mail-in ballot crap, half of these states are still sending in mail-in ballots. You just mail in the ballot. What do you mean? Why do you need a specifically black district? I don't understand here. What we're saying, what she's saying makes literally no sense. Paradigmatic. It's not that hard. Paradigmatic. I don't understand what the problem is. Does she have a master's degree, a doctorate? Like, I dropped out of my associate degree program and I have a high school diploma and I have a better, vocabulary than half these people. I just don't understand. I'm trying not to be an asshole about this. But seriously, man, you're on the Supreme Court. Act like it. Sound like it. Working downtown to San Francisco tomorrow. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, pray to God everything goes well. Yeah, man. Oh my gosh, that's right. It is a No Kings. Oh, shit. It's a No Kings rally weekend again. Oh, man. Yeah, please, everyone, pray for Lance Corporal veteran safety. Seriously, this is, and you're in, San Francisco. I will say this. Everyone who lives in California, it's not too late to get out. I know you people have established roots there. Some people have historical family lineages that have been there for 5 generations or however far back you can go. And, I've heard all the stories. Well, I'm not leaving. This is my, ancestral home. This is from great grandmother and stuff like that. I hear you. But it's so far gone, man. I don't know. Is it even worth it? But we are making some strides. So we'll see. All right, let me continue. Yeah, see, exactly. I know there's a lot of people who have a lot of history there. I was born in LA, and thank God. My dad was in the military in the Navy, so we moved immediately. I was a baby, and we left, so thank God. We settled in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I was there for 30 plus years. So I was raised in a much better environment. Found clips of her, Jumanji Brown Jackson oral arguments. Yes, I said that on purpose. The one where she tells the lawyer to trust me had me wrong. You can't just say trust me. No, you got to cite your sources or get the fuck out. Come on. All right, let's continue the video. Let's let the woman speak.
They're disabled. In fact, we use the word disable in Milligan. We say that's a way in which you see that these processes are not.
Wait. I have to pause again. I'm sorry. She's talking about Black people being disenfranchised, and she's literally calling Black people disabled. So they're disabled, so they should get special treatment.
Equally open. So I don't understand why it matters whether or not the state intended to do that. What Congress is saying is if it is happening, which Section 2 gives us the tools to determine, you gotta fix it.
The difference is that the remedy under the ADA and other anti-discrimination laws is not stereotyping. We don't then...
It's not race-based. I take your point. I take your point. But you're saying then that if the problem of no access is about race, it's just too bad because you can't have a remedy that relates to race.
Absolutely not, Your Honor. It's not whether it relates to race. It's whether the remedy that relates to race involves stereotyping voters and making assumptions about their politics and their views and their thoughts based...
Right, and that's what it does. I mean, because they're assuming, well, you're black, so you're going to vote this certain way, so we're going to give you your own district.
Based on their race, and that's the problem. It doesn't exist in those other
So why do we have to
statutes.
change Section 2? Okay, so fine, you say if it's a remedy problem, why aren't we just focused on whether the remedy here, the particular map in Louisiana, is predominant, using race, and if so, strict scrutiny applies, and did they narrowly tailor it? I mean, that seems to me to be the problem that you're identifying. The remedy here, you say, is overbroad, it's not using the right factors, it's using race in a stereotypical way. What does that have to do with Section 2 and changing its criteria and adding intent there?
Oh, that was it. Okay.
When I switched to Allstate...
No, don't start something else. Oh. What I have to say about that, with all due respect, ma'am. Yeah. Yeah. This is one of those things like, okay, I'm not a lawyer, all that. One of my possible futures was getting into the legal field many moons ago. But yeah, I mean, the really basic understanding of this stuff is like, it's very clearly racist. You're using race-based actions, which you're giving a certain group of people special privileges, which by default means that other people are not getting those advantages. You are about rebalancing the scales, which is discrimination. It's racist discrimination. She said that she was the most qualified, and she also couldn't tell us what a woman was. It's really easy. A woman is a human adult female. It's really basic. It's really not that complicated. But you see how easy I just said a woman is a human adult female. She couldn't answer that. She couldn't answer that. And what's also really strange is I don't understand why. Surely there has to be a way that we can stop these proceedings. Like, how did she even get confirmed? Like, who voted for it? Was it exclusively Democrats? Did all the Republicans say no? And this is the thing, is like, she's literally a diversity hire in the Supreme Court. Like, literally. And it's not people trying to be racist or like, we don't want a black woman in the Supreme Court. It's like, no, Joe Biden literally said, I'm going to pick a black woman to be on the Supreme Court. That's literally a diversity hire. That is a DEI hire. Like, it's by definition, it's objectively true that she is a DEI hire, which is really sad. There are so many other black women that were qualified that probably could have made it into that seat that would have been way more qualified than her, in my opinion. Like, this is just fucked, man. Let's see what else. You said, who else did you want me to look up? You say Kagan? Let me go back. Sotomayor. Oh, Jesus. All right, let me see what that hoe has to say. Excuse me. Oh, this is like huge streams. Let me see if I can play this without it. Okay. All right, I'll share this tab.
Mayor?
Council, I would note that states maps joined
The audio is kind of low. I can't make it any higher.
people in districts from the far north all the way down and across the state.
That's correct.
The map that it put into effect. So the district wasn't compact, and neither were the interests necessarily compact, except that we're white voters, correct, and Republican.
Correct.
All right. Now, you have not addressed the issues of the unconstitutionality, which is what this re-argument was about. Justice Barrett mentioned congruence and proportionality. Others have suggested that our Harvard case is appropriate. One, Louisiana has said that the use of race in any way violates the Equal Protection Clause. Would you
Because
give
it
us
does.
a couple of lines on why those, assuming, as the chief did, that Mulligan and all of our cases and precedents support you?
Sure.
The others are now saying, your adversaries are saying, even if it does, we should still declare this unconstitutional. I don't know that you've addressed that.
Happy to. So SFFA is an entirely different case from the one before the court at the moment. SFFA made
Wait. He's like, with all due respect, ma'am, you're a stupid bitch.
clear that it is still constitutional to use race to remedy specified discrimination, which is what we have in the state of Louisiana, what we showed before the Robinson Court. So SFFA is in fact working more in our favor, we believe, than supporting our opponents. And there are many distinctions between this case and the SFFA case. For example, Section 2 is a decidedly remedial statute. SFFA involved the diversity rationale involving a admissions process with a university, not a statute that is derived from Congress's enforcement powers under the Reconstruction Amendments that deals with remedying discrimination. That is a very clear distinction. This court has been clear in Shaw, in SFFA, in Croson, in Fullalove, that you can use race in a limited way to remedy racial discrimination.
Limited way.
The other factor that makes SFFA reconcilable with Milligan, which is controlling here, is that we know both decisions were issued within 3 weeks of one another. It is illogical to think that this court issued the SFFA decision and Milligan in the same term, in the same month even, and somehow those cases work at cross purposes with one another. So in our view, it is very clear that the case law before this court supports the use of race as needed once there has been a showing of specified discrimination. And the Section 2 test gives the court an inference of intentional discrimination to draw upon. Congress was very intentional in crafting the results test to balance the concerns of getting at all discrimination in our electoral processes, but also being mindful of a potential allegation of racism against states.
Right. So this lawyer is arguing in favor of the racial discrimination. And this is the thing is, like, she's using the word how she's arguing it in a way that is really hard to follow legally, because again, I'm not legally trained, obviously. But what I'm gathering from this is basically she's saying, well, yeah, you can use a little bit because we're trying to fix these and correct these problems. Well, you're using it a little bit when you're using it a lot. You're using it too much. Holy crap, the AC is kicking in this room all of a sudden.
And other state actors. And so Section 2 requires neither a confession nor an accusation of racism. It looks strictly at results, which this court has upheld on numerous occasions, including most recently in Milligan, but before that in Lopez, in Bernie, in.
Yeah, is that the same one? No.
That the ban on poll taxes, literacy, well, not poll taxes, because those have been eliminated by the 26th Amendment, but that the literacy
Are y'all following
ban
this?
that we have will sunset too?
Those are not those remedies don't require racial stereotyping.
Well, they
Nothing
do,
like this.
because to prove them, you have to prove that it affects the races. I mean, I just don't understand this stereotyping concept in the Jingles factors. The Jingles factors is looking at whether these people have their vote is being diluted or if their vote is being taken away from them merely because they're black. And so
Why would it be taken away from them merely because they're black? Again, remember, the whole point of this is that these districts are being manipulated in a way that benefits Democrats. You're saying, well, we know for a fact, for whatever reason, Democrats are disproportionately black, or black folks are in proportion. I can't speak. I'm not on the Supreme Court, so don't at me. Black folks are high majority Democrat. So by making a black only district, you are there, in fact, making a Democrat only district. You are giving Democrats votes. And this, how these people keep getting on the Supreme Court, I don't understand.
if that's the case, we have always said that remedying a discrimination, you can use race. Now, you want to add the qualifier, it has to be intentional. But I don't see the 15th Amendment being limited that way. The words of the 15th Amendment are that Congress can stop any practice that dilutes voting. That hasn't, practice is an act that has an effect. It didn't say intentional,
Like, are y'all
dilution of
following
voting.
this?
The amendment itself talks about a practice.
Because it just sounds like she's talking
Your
shit.
Honor, this court has never held that the 15th Amendment addresses anything other than intentional
No, it
discrimination.
doesn't. That's just
And
not true. We, Justin Mulligan, and we've said in a slew of cases, Congress itself said, we're not using intent, we're using effects. And we said that's okay. That's within their power as specified in the 15th Amendment.
But Your Honor, you can only catch the effects as part of an enforcement. That's just the enforcement power at that point.
Yeah, again, this is one of these things, like, I don't understand. They're like literally nitpicking these legal court cases and stuff. I don't know. I can't tell you. But I can tell you the effect of what's been happening, though, is that these things are very obviously being manipulated in a way that it's only benefiting Democrats. So if this is the case that, oh, we're allowed to do this, the Congress is allowed to do this, and these local governments are allowed to do this because it's they're adjusting for racial discrimination, well, then Republicans do the same thing. Oh, we're adjusting because the Democrats made these black only, or you don't even have to put the race part in it necessarily. You probably should for this argument to work. They're making black only districts. So we're going to make white only districts. And I guarantee you, they do that. It would just be, oh my gosh, the Nazis are here. We told you. Oh my gosh, since 2015, we told you that the rise of Hitler, the new Hitler, is here. And this is how they operate, right? So I'm like, come on, man. This is ridiculous. Let's see, what else do we got going on? I have about 22 minutes left on the stream, if we go to that. So let's see, what else have we got going on here? They're still talking about this group chat. Like, bro, we're literally, people are, conservatives, centrists, all that stuff. They're sharing images of the people that have been killed, and they're saying we don't care about the group chat. And then you have these left wingers, these Democrat types. Well, you're a racist. It's like, dude, you're literally killing us. You're killing us. All right, let me do the smart thing here and not openly scroll. I don't know that I'm Is this actually real? Sudanese migrant stares at this migrant hotel worker. Oh, where is this at? This looks legitimate. It is like super left wing. It's a fat blue-haired person behind the counter. Is this like actually correct? And then you can see there's like Muslim men and African men, and one of them was just like looking at her, and apparently he murdered her later. I mean, it's not showing the video, but a lot of the stuff is rage bait, and I don't know how much of it is true. I know this stuff happens a lot, but all right, I will share this one because I've seen this before. This was a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. It is rage bait, so be prepared for that. But it is worth talking about. There's copyrighted music on this, so. This is a female. Oh, why is she doing the downward stare thing? Oh, yeah. I forgot how evil this person is. Yeah, there is music playing. Like smug and evil and celebrating that you destroyed your family. This is one of those things, like, you just have to, you sit here and you look at this and you're like, okay, well, my advice to people is be very careful who you decide to have children with. Just because somebody spreads their legs, excuse me for being crude, but just because somebody, will do that with you doesn't mean you should. This person very clearly is fucked in the head. They have severe mental illness and they're a very bad person. We should be very cognizant of that in our life choices. So I'm going to read this for the people who are just listening. It says, I came out trans in 2018. Again, this is a female. The divorce to my kid's dad was finalized in 2019. She's like drinking coffee or something, drinking something out of a coffee mug and like dancing and celebrating. It says, it quickly became apparent I was divorcing a vulnerable narcissist. Clearly projection. I guarantee you the husband, the dad, didn't make it a super obnoxious video and then post it on the internet. I guarantee he didn't do that. So I don't think he's the vulnerable narcissist. I think she is. Then it says he turned his venom and attacks to his trans daughter. Why? So it's a male child, what that would imply. A male child that is now supposedly trans into a female. Yeah, right. It says, I navigated the Colorado family court to get her to safety. He was annihilating her. No, I can tell you what happened. He said, fuck no, I have a son, I don't have a daughter. Stop trying to trans my kid. And Colorado is super woke. It's crazy. Colorado was like ultra Republican, ultra conservative. And then all of the California weirdo hippies, far leftists, moved there in droves and turned the state blue, essentially. It's insane. And then he's doing the Kubrick stare, or she, staring down into the camera, making crazy, like, psychotic faces. And then it says, he wanted a fight, so he got one. He tried to fight with authenticity, identity, which was a huge problem for him. Cry laughing emojis. This person's psychotic. He lost all parenting time, decision-making rights, access to medical records, access to participating in her life without her consent. Again, this female is celebrating the destruction of her family. Then she goes on to say, he treated her like his property, something he owned, someone he believed he could control who she is. Well, I don't agree with that sentiment at all, actually. Again, I don't know their full situation, but the premise of that is just wrong. As a parent, you are responsible for this child, this minor. And you have a responsibility, not just the authority, but the responsibility to raise them and to protect them and to teach them how to be a productive member of society. In a sense, yeah, you do own them. I mean, children don't have rights. They don't have the same rights as adults, obviously. So, I mean,
One deserves a chance to fly.
he underestimated queer trans power that is of an unbreakable spirit. Okay. They can try to tell us who we are while they show us who they are, just as we do. And it's got like trans flags and gay flags, emojis. Yeah, like this is a terrible person. If you are religious or not, my thing is, people will be judged. I do believe there is something. I believe in God. I believe there is a God. And I believe that people will be judged for stuff like this. I mean, this is just evil. This is very evil. Also, I want to say this. Okay, let's see for a moment. Oh, I forgot about this post. I wanted to talk about this one. Hold on. Mr. Zofran Zamdani. Oh, I'll get it right in a second. Zoran Mamdani, I think is how you say it. God help us. So here we go.
I'm interviewing you, and they had some questions. So I'm going to read.
I'm going to be a mayor for them too.
Pretend you're at the dinner table with my family. If you make buses completely free, what's to stop homeless people from camping out in the back?
So when we made 5 bus routes free across New York City, when we were in the midst of that push in the state legislature, we were told that making them free would increase the amount of homeless New Yorkers who were using the bus, that it would become a roving homeless encampment. What we found is actually making them free had no impact. And what it actually did is provide economic relief. Provided was public safety because it decreased assaults on bus operators by 38.9%, and environmental benefits because more than 10% of new riders were previously driving their own car or taking a cab. Now they were taking the bus.
All right. From my other conservative family member, the city has made a lot of progress on crime and disorder. Are you going to stop that with your liberal policies?
It has been a good thing to see the decline in crime. We also have to ensure that we are addressing the many different crises that are making New Yorkers also feel unsafe. I ask New Yorkers, where do you feel most unease? They will often say public transit, and they'll say it's because of the mental health crisis and the homelessness crisis. Yeah. And we've been asking police officers to deal with this when their job should be dealing with serious crimes. That's why we're going to create a Department of Community Safety that will address a number of issues, chief among them homelessness and the mental health crisis, to actually connect those New Yorkers with the services that they deserve to get them out of the subway system and into the very places that will provide them with those services.
And that all sounds nice, but who's going to play Candy Crush on their phones while civilians take down an active shooter?
I am only answering one question from each conservative family member.
Here's a doozy. I have 2 homeless encampments outside my house. It sucks. I feel for them, but I have a right to order in my neighborhood, not getting hit up 5 times as soon as I step outside.
This is city government's responsibility. It's not actually your conservative relative's responsibility. That's something that my city government is going to live up to. We have about 4,200 New Yorkers who are living on subway platforms across New York City. We have almost the same number of vacant supportive housing units in New York City.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. I had to step away. I had to turn off the AC in this thing. I'm like literally freezing out here for no reason. So this is one of the things that a lot of these, they're basically communists, socialist communists, whatever you want to call them. They always try to give you that homeless thing, right? They try to tell you that, we have all these houses and stuff available, and we'll just put the homeless people in these homes, in these housing. It's like, okay, but have you ever asked yourself if they even want to be in them? Have you actually done the street or watched the street interviews? Has he personally talked to any of these homeless people? Most of them, 9 out of 10, are not interested in going to these government housings, whether it be like literal government sponsored shelters, or these charity groups that are doing these homeless shelters. The reason they do that, or they're not interested, is because they have rules. Oh my gosh, there's rules there. They tell you when it's lights out, when we're turning the lights out at this time. This is the time you're going to get your food, your meal. This is the time you have access to the showers, et cetera, et cetera. This is the time that everyone has to get out of the facility. These are for the shelters anyway. They usually kick everyone out in the daytime, clean up, and do other stuff. You can't just sit there and sleep all day. Okay, so they don't like these rules. Oh, and you can't do drugs, obviously. We're like, well, fuck that. I want to be out on the street doing drugs. And I want to panhandle and harass people and all that other stuff. It's like, again, most people, if you look at the actual data, most people who are falling on hard times and actually suffer from homelessness, it's very temporary. They're a couple of days, a couple of weeks, and then they're able to get back on their feet. They actually use the tools and resources that are provided by these charities and the government, and they dust themselves off. Again, the ones who want to get help will get help. But the vast majority of homeless people do not want the help. It is very clearly obvious that this is what's happening, but for whatever reason, the left and the Democrats keep saying, like, no, we need more money, we need more resources. Well, it's like it's clearly a scam at this point, right? We have been giving these people billions of dollars to solve all these problems for generations, and nothing is getting done. In fact, it's getting worse. So why would we keep giving you money? No, we're going to take the money away from these programs. Well, then they start screaming, oh my gosh, you're taking away billions of dollars from hopelessness, for these hopeless programs. Like, yeah, well, you laundered it, you stole it, you defrauded the government and the taxpayers for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It's time to say, no, we're not going to do that anymore. Let's try it our way. How about we put it out? We put it out. It's very out in the open, and we tell the public that we can give them 30 days. Let's be really polite about it. You have a 30-day notice to get your shit together, get off the street, get into a shelter, fix your life. These resources have been available to you the entire time. Get off the drugs and fix your life. And if you don't, we're gonna pick one for you. You could either go into a prison system, or you can go into an insane asylum, because yes, many of these people are not right in the head. They're fucked in the head. Their brains are fried, whether from drugs or they just, unfortunately, unforeseen circumstances and bad luck, whatever. They're just naturally and inherently mentally ill. And yeah, this is what we have to do. We have to clean up. We can't just say, oh, well, this is just part of a society. We just have endless homeless people just in the streets. It's like, no, help the people you can help. And then the rest that refuse, they gotta go. I'm not saying do something inhumane and, hurt them. I'm saying, no, we have the facilities and the money and the resources, at least here in America. We're going to take you off the streets. You're going to have a shelter, whether you want to or not. So you get 30 days, and we're going to try to help you. We're going to give you that option. Utilize the freedom that you have here in America, and then after that, we're compelling you to get off the street, because your home is not the subway. Fuck off. It's embarrassing. It's totally unacceptable. All right, that was my TED Talk on homelessness. Let's continue.
It's our job to make that connection. It's our job to build enough housing such that everyone can find a place to live, and our job to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rents.
Pause for another rant. I'm also trying to figure out what is this. Is that the music in the back, or what is that? Is it feedback? It's hard to tell. It could be the music too, I don't know. Okay. The affordable housing issue. Very obvious. This is a super easy one. New York has tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants, criminal aliens in the city, right? Well, if you have all these people who aren't supposed to be here in your city or in your area, obviously there's not going to be enough housing for them. It's just simple math, right? We have 100 homes, and then each home, let's just say, can hold 4 people. Okay, 100 homes, 4 people, that's 400 people, right? That's basic math, right? And then you influx 100 more people, 200 more people. Well, obviously you're not going to have enough space for them, and you're going to be like, well, we need to build more homes. It's like, well, why do we have all these other people coming in here that aren't supposed to be here? It's just so obvious. It's just so obvious. I don't understand why we're pretending like we have this problem. So we're just gonna try to make up these new solutions. It's like you're not fixing the problem. You're putting a Band-Aid on it. fix the problem. Get the illegal immigrants out of your city. Easy.
Stabilized tenants. So we're not pushing people into homelessness.
And just to be fair,
and to be fair, I don't care. You should be pushing the illegal immigrants out because fuck them. They shouldn't have been here anyway. They need to go back to their home country.
some of my conservative family members are voting for you. They're voting for you like this, like, right? Which, you know what? I'll take it.
We'll take it.
I'll take it.
Win them over and earn their trust.
I'm interviewing you, and
you're not a conservative. So that's the thing. Is like, those are those city conservatives. You're not a conservative. You're just not. Okay. So I'm trying to see, it's like clearly picking up audio on something and it's playing it. I could hear it playing, but I have it muted. Where is it coming from? I don't see it anywhere. I don't see any windows open that would be doing this. It does sound like feedback. DSA reps, Democratic Socialists of America. These people suck. Have already admitted they have no chance of giving any of the freebies they promised. Well, not anymore. I mean, the game is up, right? The break is in. Like, everyone knows what they're doing. They're trying to basically give all of everyone else's stuff to other people just to seize power. That's all it is. You're promising to give my money. They're promising to give your money away to people that don't belong here. Not just that, for generations, they've been giving our money, our hard-earned money that we bust our ass for. They've been giving that money to people that literally just sit at home all day and watch soap operas. They have their shower caps on, their flip-flops, and they're in their pajamas. They have their feet put up. They've had like 3 to 5 kids, get benefits for that, and don't work. You know, that was the free stuff they were giving people. That was what was promised, and it's been very successful for them. They have figured out how to bribe their way to get Democrats, generational Democrats. Story that I tell every once in a while is I have family members in the Baltimore area. They were very open when they said their mother, a vagabond and scallywag, no disrespect, but they know that she's not right. She told them when they were children that as soon as you can, get pregnant, and the government will give you a house. You know, have the kids, and they'll give you WIC, they'll give you food stamps, and you'll get welfare. That's what she trained them to do. Now, it didn't exactly happen that way, but yes, pretty much all of them were on government assistance for some time. I think most of them still are. As they aged into their late 20s, now into their 30s, they've actually made something of their lives. They're like getting into the nursing programs and stuff like that. So, but the fact of the matter remains that this is a very common occurrence in the Democrat areas and in inner cities. And yes, the DSA types, they're basically communists. But that's not the point, right? So he's going to get into power. He's got a huge majority He's probably going to become the new mayor of New York, and he is going to radically change the way things run there. Even all of these other mayors that you've had, they're heavily authoritarian. This is the thing, is like, people think that New York is like this, like super, it's very left-wing, obviously, but their government is very heavy-handed and authoritarian. I would say like center left authoritarian. It's very weird. Like, they get into power and they're just heavy-handed on stuff. Heavy-handed. All right. Let's see what else. Oh shit! And I went over on my stream. I hate when I do that. Well, I appreciate it. I see a lot of ex-viewers, but nobody's commenting. But I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a significant amount of viewers over there. Cool. DSA are backing New York commie candidate and admit that he has an agent. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, that is pretty much everything I have. So I appreciate everyone being here, as always. And I will leave you with this. For everyone that is down and depressed and feeling like, things are not going well for them in their life, I will just say this, that it doesn't rain every day, and the bad stuff does eventually stop. It seems like an empty platitude and just like an empty words for me to say, simply change the way you think. But once you understand what I'm saying, like, you have to understand this on a spiritual, metaphysical level, I guess. Understand that it is that simple. Once you understand that you can just change your perspective, it's literally a choice in your brain. You will understand very quickly that you can have a good, happy life no matter your situation. Now, I'm not saying, well, obviously there's going to be bad times, right? It's not going to be always happy, and bad things happen in your life. What I'm saying is, look at things from a perspective in a positive light, like the glass is half full, not half empty. Oh my gosh, like, oh man, it's we're half empty halfway through the glass. It's going to be empty soon. It's like, that's so negative. And it's like, okay, yeah, I have half a glass still. That's still another half of a glass I'm going to enjoy. This is awesome. And just, it's all about perspective. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, if indeed you still are. And I will see you all next time.